Shalom, shalom. This is brother Amar Rahal. Back with another lesson, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rahal HaKodash. Double honors goes out to the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the elect, and also blessings unto the great multitude destined for salvation, man. Those that believe on Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, man, the faithful. So I'm gonna play this video, man. I've seen a lot of videos like this recently, soldiers talking about spotting the chariots, man. You know, as we know, they've been involved since the beginning, man. They've been around since the beginning, and they're always around warfare, because the Lord is not, it says that the Lord is a man of war. Yahweh is his name, man. So he is the Lord of hosts, man. He is the Lord of all the armies, man. Right? He controls these armies as much as everything else. And his chariots are always around to observe what's going on this earth, man. You know? He's the true God of war. So I'm going to let this play. And I'm just going to get some scriptures. It's not going to be a long one. Let's get to the point, man. So let's listen to what she has to say.
Okay, what I'm going to share with you guys is what we know to be real and true. And when I tell you this, I urge you to not restrict your thinking to technology. We've been collecting UAP data for more than 5 years with electromechanical signaling. We call this our dog whistle. What the technology is classified.
So like, and she made the point there not to restrict your mind to technology, because we're talking about technology beyond the realms of understanding in this world, man. It's a spiritual technology, man. Alright? It's described in Ezekiel, man. Let's listen.
Generally speaking, we see 3 to 5 different classifications of UAP per day during operations. To make sense of our data, we had to develop a lexicon, and we base it off of flight characteristics. Again, there are 9 different flights or classes, and some of these UAPs may be the same type of UAP under different flight configurations. But at this point, given their behavior, we are confident that they do not align with your typical extraterrestrial explanation. Again, each UAP has different characteristics. Some tumble, some spin, some flicker, some just look like a living being flying in the sky.
Yeah, it's like I had to cut it there. Let me just bring that back a minute.
Some tumble, some spin, some flicker, some just look like a living being flying in the sky.
Right, and so that's the angels, man. She says some spin. That's the wheel within the wheel, man. So, you know, look, we've seen these things already. We've seen these chariots already, man. Alright. So we're not trying to convince ourselves, man. This is just to make a point that now everyone else is seeing them, man. And it's just a side note, man. She's giving me the spirit of Edom, man. I'm not sure. That name is, what's that name? She's got on a uniform, Hockaday. That sounds like some Edomite name, man. Anyway, let's go on.
UAPs are extremely hard to image. What is seen with the naked eye generally is not what is seen under camera, and we do not know why. Class 1 is the tetra. It usually spins, it tumbles, it looks like a black body, sometimes it flickers multiple times per second.
And that's their names, by the way, you know. They always have to come up with names and stuff because they want to know everything. That's Esau. He wants to know everything, man. And it's not for you to know everything.
It appears to have a cloud or vapor around it.
And you see what she said there? It's like I keep stopping it. But you can watch this, man. There's the title right there. Naval Soldier Tells the Truth About UAPs. But she said that they come like clouds, man. Isn't that what the scripture describes them as?
In Class 1's formations up to 20 to 23 in a flock core formation. Classification 2 is known as a tic-tac, but I feel like I should go through classifications 2 through 9 in another video. So there will... Okay, what I'm going to share with you guys is what we know to be real and true. And when I tell you this, I urge you to not restrict your thinking to technology.
But anyway, man, look, I'm not going to play that game, but you get the gist of it, man. You know, these things are out there. The chariots are out there, man. The military knows, the government knows. You know, people, you know, the average Joe's seen them with the naked eye. We've seen them many times, you know, on our travels and, you know, when we're at camp and whatnot. So, yeah, man. That's what we're waiting for, man. That's our salvation, man. You know. So let's read some scriptures, man. Let's start. Where shall we start? Let's start here, man, because I just got it anyway. So this is in fact, no. Let's start here, man. Message to Egypt. And remember, Egypt is synonymous with captivity, which is also the spiritual name of America, man. So them in Egypt, right? Babylon. This is Isaiah 19:1. It says, "The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it." Yeah, because they're going to melt, because the nuclear destruction is going to come upon that place, man. And it says there, man, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. It's not actually floating on clouds, man. That is another name for a chariot. It says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians," right? "And they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom." So the Edomites against the Edomites, man. Russia against the USA, you know. Turkey and all these other countries getting involved. You know. I'm not going to read anymore, because this is to the point, right? Bless the Lord, O my soul, O Lord Yahweh my power. Thou art very great, thou art clothed with honour and majesty, who coverest thyself with light as with a garment, who stretchest out the heaven like a curtain, who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. Right? You see? Let's get this. It's like I'm going a bit fast, but you know, I've got things to do. I've got to go and meet the Archiums later, so I'm just trying to get this one out, man. So this is Revelation 1:7. It says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so on one." So once again, those clouds are the chariots, man. It says every eye shall see him, because that chariot's going to be so big, it's going to encompass a lot of space on the earth, man. It's going to be huge, a fathership, man. You know. So Isaiah 66:15. "For behold, the Lord Yahweh will come with fire," right? Because he's bringing them laser beams, man. Right? "And with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire." Right? But he's sending his son to do that, Yahweh, which is our Lord. "For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many." Right, plenty of destruction and devastation on that day, man. Obscene amounts, you could say. Right? Verse 17, "They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens, behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord." So all you swine eaters, man. Right? All you swine and eating this dodgy food and that, you're being sinful, man. Willfully, because as much as we do sin in this truth still, meaning we can't keep all the laws, right? You people out there, you jakes out there that's still consuming that swine and all them other things, these mad things you eat, and the lobster and all of that, man. You're breaking the laws, man, and you're going to get destroyed for that, man. It's quite simple. Let's get this one real quick. This is just documenting, how the Lord was covering us when we was on our exodus out of Egypt, man. It's Exodus 13 and 21. It says, the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud to lead them the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light to go by day and night. He took not away the pillar of the cloud by day, nor the pillar of the fire by night before the people. So that's the covering, that's our protection, man. I just want to get Ezekiel, the first chapter as well, because it talks about the will. You should read this if you want to get information on what the angels appear like, man. This is Ezekiel 1 and 16. I'm getting straight to the point. The appearance of the wheels, the wheel and the wheel, and their work was like unto the colour of a beryl, and they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. And when they went, meaning the angels, they went upon the slacker. That's wrong. When they went upon their four sides, and they turned not when they went. You see, so their manoeuvrability, right? The manoeuvrability. What I was going to say was, it also talks about how the chariots can basically control spiritually, right? Wherever the angels move, the direction of the chariots, it's almost like a for want of a better way of saying it, a Neuralink, like it's connected to them like that. So wherever they move to go, the chariot goes, man. I've got that already. Like I said, like I'm rushing this a little bit, but Lord, when it's edifying, just wanted to get this out. Jeremiah 4:13, it says, behold, he shall come up as clouds, his chariots shall be as a whirlwind, his horses are swifter than eagles. Woe unto us, for we are spoiled. I'm going to get one more. I could go say, I want to just say this. Read 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. It's too long to go into right now. But yeah, man, that's definitely one to get into. Let me just think. In fact, I didn't get this yet, did I? Let's just get this. And I'll close it here, man. The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. Right? The Lord is among them, as in Sinai in the holy place. Look, the 20,000, even thousands, because they're primed for war, man. Lord, you can still hear me, man. There's one of their own aerial objects flying over right now, man, with no match for ours, man. No match for the Heavenly Father's chariots, man. The way those things maneuver, man, in that day, the militaries don't have a chance, man. If you can find them, you can see videos of them during war times, out maneuvering the missiles and stuff. Crazy, man. And they're real, man. Alright, these things are real. Everyone wants to talk about UFOs, but they want to give the credit to aliens and stuff. Well, these things, they're kind of alien to this Earth, man. But they're not what people think. They're not Martians, man. They're little green men. They're angels, man. We're gonna get caught up in them, man. I might as well just get that scene as I said it, man. I said it now, so what's that, First Thessalonian? This is the dream, man. This is the what we hope for, man. First Thessalonian, and I start at 4 and 13, man. It says, "But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, even so them which also sleep in Yahushua will Yahweh bring with him. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep." They have their place already, man. Their seats, their tickets are paid for, man. Their seats are reserved, man. You know. It says, "For the Lord," verse 16, "himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of Yahweh, and the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord." Beautiful, man. And that's what we hope for, man. Once that happens, man, once you touch it, you know, down in them chariots, man, you get that beam up and you're inside. That's it. Salvation right there, man. Remember, the scriptures talk about being changed, man. In fact, I said it now, I'm gonna have to get that as well. Where is that again? Let me just find it. Like this. First Corinthians 15 and 50 says, "Now I say this, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High Yahweh, neither doth corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep." We just spoke about that. We just read about those that sleep, who will be raised up, man. But we shall all be changed. So those that sleep and those that aren't sleeping shall be changed also. Right? In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. In the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, this mortal must put on immortality. So it's immortality, man. That's what's coming to us. Immortality, man. We're never gonna die. No pain, no sickness, no ailments, nothing like that, man. Just pure peace and joy. Pure. We never had that before. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, "Death is swallowed up in victory." O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. Right? Because the scriptures say what? The wages of sin is death, man. So once we're in those perfect bodies and sin no more, death can no longer be on us anymore, man. Anyway, Lord willing, that was edifying, man. You know, pray that it was, giving all praises, honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Ruach HaKodesh. Double honor to the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect and to the great multitude destined for salvation, man. Shalom.